The second type of striking that we do is called popping. Essentially, if you remember back to high school gym class when some smart aleck took a wet towel and snapped you in the rear end with it, that's the basic mechanics of popping. We're going to get a little bit more detailed, and we're really going to focus on accuracy. The basic motions of popping require that you hold the rope with your lead hand essentially in a pinch grip here. I'm going to point my elbow to the target, and I'm going to extend my other hand. I don't want to grab this real tight, just nice and loose so I can pull through. You're using your elbow as essentially a gun sight. Where it points is going to be your target. So I point my elbow, I extend the wrist, and I point my thumb, and I'm going to hold the point. Where my thumb points as the final destination will be where the rope hits. Elbow, wrist, thumb. I reload by bringing it down to my belly. I extend the arm here, elbow, wrist, thumb. It's important that you pull through. A lot of times when people first get started, they'll take the end of this rope and they'll throw it. That's incorrect. Elbow, wrist, thumb. Elbow, wrist, thumb. If you practice that consistently, holding the point at the target, you'll hit your target every single time. I've brought Pat out here to show how we can practice these popping drills with a partner doing that safely. We're both going to use ropes. I'm going to be using the rope as the striking tool. Pat's going to be using the rope as the target. You'll remember when we wrap the ends of the ropes to keep them from unraveling, we use the white tape. Well, I'm going to try and take the white tape of my rope and hit the white tape of Pat's rope. So Pat, if you'll stand on the line over there. Level 1, the rope is going to stay stationary. I'm going to line up elbow, wrist, thumb. When I hit, Pat's going to stop the rope by dropping it and bringing it back up. Level 1 is essentially stationary targeting. Elbow, wrist, thumb. Elbow, wrist, thumb. Whoop, I missed that one. Elbow, wrist, thumb. Once you've gotten comfortable with doing it stationary, we move up to level 2. Level 2 has the rope there. Once I hit it, it's going to stay moving. And I have to hit it wherever it lies. The only time I won't strike the rope is if it goes up to Pat's face. If it hits him in the face, I don't want to be chasing after that and accidentally miss and hit him in the face with my rope. Level 2 training, hitting the moving target. It just takes practice to figure out getting your point and following through and hitting your target. For level 3, we're going to not only have the rope moving, but I'm going to be moving. I'm going to take a step back off of the rope so I can't reach it naturally here. I'm going to jump in, hit the rope, jump back out. Now the rope's moving. I jump in, hit it, clear back out. The whole point of this type of training is if he had a knife and was menacing with a knife, I don't want to get too close to him. So when the opportunity is right, I jump in, I hit it, and if I miss, I want to clear that distance. I want to get back out of the way. So level 3 is both the rope and the striker are moving. Start at level 1, get good at level 1, then move to level 2, then move to level 3. Once you've gotten some proficiency with level 3, then we'll move to tossed targets. We're going to move on now to striking the foam blocks. As we mentioned earlier in the targeting section, these little foam blocks are nice, they're lightweight, they're not going to hurt anybody when they go flying, and they don't roll away from you. First thing to do is find a nice stationary platform, set the foam block on. All I'm going to try and do is hit it and reload. As I reload, Chris will be putting another target onto the Wave Master. When you reload, you want to bring your hands down in front of your belt buckle, bring it back up, elbow on target, and strike. If I reload correctly, I can get lots of strikes in a short bit of time. In addition to be able to just hit the target, I want to selectively hit the target. This time I'm going to put 2 targets up. I'll start off by hitting the target back here first, then hitting the target here. 1 and 2. Now we'll reverse that. I'll hit the target here, then the target here. The final thing to talk about, I just need one, is controlling the angle of your strike. I want to be able to hit the target here. If I do so, it'll fly that way. I want to be able to hit the target here. It'll come towards me. Hit it on the side here, it'll fly towards the wall. Hit it on this side, it'll fly that way. So I'm controlling not only being able to hit the target, but choosing at what angle the strike happens. The first one will send the target away from me. Away. Towards the wall. Towards me. Towards the camera. Be able to hit your target, be able to control the angle at which you hit your target. We're going to take the opportunity to show you what accurate popping techniques can do. We've taken Bob, we've put plastic golf balls duct taped to his eyes so we can demonstrate how effective this can be. If that was a real adversary out on the street, that would have definitely stopped his attack. We're going to demonstrate one final aspect of accurate popping techniques. Pat here has an aluminum trainer and a pad for his hand and to protect his hand. We're going to show how you can use your popping technique to take care of this threat. Pat, if you'll step back. As he comes in, I want to move back and be popping the back of that hand. If he comes in a downward fashion, same thing. 1, 2, boom. The important thing in this is not to just rely on your rope. I'm not going to hit him and stop. You'll notice as I did the techniques, I hit him and kept on moving. If I don't dislodge the knife from his hand on one of the strikes, I don't want to be standing here as he buries this into my chest. One of the advantages of flexible weapons is you have a longer reach than they do. So don't be afraid, bang, to clear that distance as you're working. A little bit of practice. Make sure that you have the proper safety equipment for your partner as you do the techniques. The next drill we're going to work on is taking our foam blocks and plucking them out of the air with a popping technique. I'll have my partner Chris tossing them up. If you're using a foam block, the easiest thing to do is put your finger over the edge, give it a little bit of a backspin, and let it float down so your partner can knock it out of the air. We'll start with one at a time. Sometimes you'll have to adjust yourself in or out to get the targets. That's fine. Now we're going to throw 2 at a time. Pop, pop. The important thing is to reload quickly. Strike, reload, strike. Strike, reload, strike. Pop, pop. This time we'll do pop, slash. Pop, slash. Pop, slash. It takes practice. You'll miss some, you'll hit some. But if I can do it, you can do it also.